All right, so after a nice long break, here's a little recap of what all of you guys have gone through. You were all brought together in Neverwinter by a person who knows you but you did not know, named Gundren, and he employed you to take a cart of supplies to Phandeliver with promises of more work down in Phandeliver than you would know what to do with. On your journey, you ran into an ambush. You found out that Gundren and his aide, Slider, were taken captive. Gundren was whisked away and Slider was taken to a cave to be eaten. Your party quickly moved through the north and took out the entire cave of goblins. You also killed a bugbear named Clarg, and his obituary was found in the Neverwinter Times. It was a magnificent feat. Slider has asked that you continue to escort him as well, and that he would pay you. You guys have gone back to the cart that you have hidden that was near the Goblin's ambush, and you are working your way towards Phandeliver, and that's where we are picking up tonight. Everybody in the party reached level 2, and we have gone through all the character sheets to make sure everybody's good to go.
Is everybody at the same XP right now?
No, Noah's slightly ahead of
Noah's
us.
a few points higher, just because of the specialty rolls.
So how many?
357.
He's got 7.
So we should have 350, right?
Yeah.
I had 250.
And at this point,
Sounds
it's
right.
no longer party experience. So I get the awesome joy of keeping track of your guys' experience as we go through things. So that being said, if anybody has a spare piece of paper, that would be awesome.
Hold on.
What?
I do. I do.
What, do you need a piece of paper?
Yeah, I forgot to bring my notebook.
Here you go.
Printer.
You want lined paper?
Print this first one.
Alright,
All right.
I need the lined.
So I have some flavor text to read to you, gentlemen, and then I have a new map to show you.
Ruh-roh.
The rutted track emerges from a wooded hillside, and you catch your first glimpse of Phandeliver. The town consists of 40 or 50 simple log buildings.
Corgi beast.
Some built on old fieldstone foundations, more old ruins, crumbling stone walls covered in ivy briars surround the newer houses and shops, showing how this must have been a much larger town in centuries past.
Michael.
Yes.
Dog. Oh.
Drinking the beer.
Nope. Eating the crust.
She will do that all night.
Here. I think that's still accessible. But continue.
Sorry. Most of the newer buildings are set on the sides of a cart track, which widens into a muddy main street of sorts as it climbs towards a ruined manor house on the hillside on the east side of town. As you approach, you see children playing in the town green and townsfolk tending to chores or running errands and at shops.
Aliens.
Many people look up to you as you approach, but all return to their business as you go by. Slider seems much more at ease. My friends, he says, let us secure lodgings. I'm told the local inn is very quaint. So at this point, you guys find yourselves coming in on the northern track, right where we've got this awesome miniature, and you're coming into town square. You have the cart. Who's riding in the cart?
I am.
I'm walking inside.
As per usual.
I'm
All
in
right,
it.
Are you? You're driving.
I'm driving the cart.
I'm riding.
All right, so Sam's
Riding dirty.
So the little folk are riding or driving, and the non-little folk are walking alongside with Slider next to you, I guess.
I'm relaxing.
Okay. So there's a lot to do in Phandeliver, and I'm leaving it up to you guys to where you go from here. Now remember that the original part of the task was for you guys to go to Barthen's Provisions with this cart. So you can make your way towards Barthen's Provisions. You can make your way towards the inn. Either way, that's completely up to you guys as to what you want to do.
I'm gonna
What
ask.
time is it?
We will call it right around noon.
Oh, okay. Plenty of
So,
Is
You
Slider going with us to Barthen's Provisions?
He will go with you wherever you guys want.
yeah,
what
saved
does-
his life.
He wants to go to the inn and get checked in and get some rest. But if you guys want to stop by someplace else first, that's fine.
And we get paid at Barthen's
delivery.
Provisions, and
And
Slidar is also going to pay us
At the inn.
at the inn.
So, Slidar, do you think it's okay if we go ahead and drop the card off first and know what's the guy's name?
Barthen's?
No, Grimmin.
Dwarvington.
Yeah, the
Gray Hill.
Yeah, Gray Hill.
That's
one
my
of
last name. I don't
The other guy, the guy that's captured, like the dwarf. Yeah, and I know we need to get these supplies of the people
Gundren.
there.
Gundren.
Do you think that's a good?
I'm fine with either. I'd really like to get some rest, but I'll definitely walk with you guys. The buildings are kind of close to each other, so I don't mind. I mean, I've been here a few times. I do need to check in with the town council because my position dictates that I do such. But we can definitely take care of Bartha's provisions first. We will be walking right by Bartha's provisions as soon as we walk in. And then a little bit further south and near the center of town is where that inn is that I've heard is really good, and I kind of want to get checked out.
What exactly do you have to do at the? Of course, I'm going to ask that.
Because of my position on leadership and worrying about the laws, there's some things I need to kind of tie up around here. Some things that aren't being done that are not just, and my position dictates that I kind of put the hammer down a little bit and kind of tighten things up a little bit.
Where did we end up on going after the other guy?
We're going to.
Okay.
We just
Just
needed
drop
to
the
get
stuff
him
off
first.
Actually, gratefully talked about the stuff not being right in town. That's in line with my character. I'd want to probably participate with that. Just saying.
So you want to go with him to the?
Well, I think we should drop stuff off.
Alright,
Bartha
let's
provisions,
drop
and
the
I
crap
tag along.
off and
Okay.
get
Yeah.
paid.
Okay, so this way you guys have an idea. So Bartha's Provisions is this building right here. It's the first one you come to when you guys are coming into town. Okay.
There you go.
All right, so Bartha's Provisions. All right, so you walk up and there's a definitely old school store that's been built on top of an older foundation. The older foundation looks to be a couple centuries older than the current building by about 400 years, for those of you that can tell. It's made with old fieldstone and then it's built up with timbers. There's a little bit of regular business going in and out. You guys pull up outside and people kind of look at you a little bit because you're strangers.
Outsiders.
You know, so it's not like the whole music stops and the dance party stops and everybody turns and looks, but it's noticeable. So at this point in time, a couple people start to come out, and one of them looks to be the owner of the establishment. He's fairly well dressed. Not like in top hat, but versus everybody else you see. You know, you see a bunch of people and kids running around in rags and stuff like that, and he's dressed, you know, fairly nice. And he comes out. Oh, what's going on, guys? Who are you? How can I help you?
Hi, we were hired by Gundren to bring this.
Gundren, that old stout. How's he doing?
Well, actually, funny you asked that question. I guess not funny you asked that question. He's not doing well. We wanted to drop the cart off, and we actually have a goal to go get him as best
Oh,
we
you
can.
guys are the guys that he sent the messengers about to let me know that you were coming. So these are my provisions that I've been requesting for months.
We hope so.
Okay, well, if you have the invoice, I've got a couple of stock boys that will get things unloaded. Just want to make sure everything's here, and I can definitely pay you guys up. And I'm really concerned about this Gundren not being here thing. He was supposed to be here a couple days ago, and I don't know where he's at. But I see you have Slider with you, and that's interesting. Those two usually travel in a pair. So
You should. I mean, Slider, do you want to kind of recap
Speak
what
up.
happened?
Yeah.
Slider offers to go in and discuss with Gundren while they are going through the invoice. What all is
Does somebody
happening
want to
with
go
you
in
guys about.
after him to kind of walk through the store and listen to what he tells them?
I would like that, yes.
Yeah, just to see, just to check. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so you're going to follow in.
Yes.
Are you wanting to be seen or not be seen?
No, I don't.
Then that's a stealth check.
All right, good.
What did you roll?
Don't roll it in all your other dice.
Yeah. I rolled a 5 plus 3 plus 2. So 10.
Not bad.
Well, unfortunately, since you are not a commoner of the town, you stick out like a sore thumb.
Yes.
So that would be a DC of about 15. So you,
Oh, okay.
It's obvious that they know where you are.
That's fine.
That's okay. Just stay
But
next
you
to
hear,
him.
but you hear Slidar basically.
Sorry, I
He,
say.
he basically just recaps everything. He says, you know, we talked about how they were ambushed, which was to be expected because that's a very heavily traveled route, and that they took Gundren away, and that he ran into you guys while they were getting ready to eat him, and you saved him, and it was awesome, and that if Gundren seemed to trust you guys, that there'd be no reason not to trust you guys. That he values you as a team, and he is so happy that you're able to actually get to Phandeliver to help out with all the things that are going on. While this is going on, Gundren is also going through the checklist, and he finds that a couple of the bandages are missing. So he sees you, of course, saying in the corner. He goes, So there's supposed to be 4 full cases of bandages. I've got 3 cases and one that's been open and ravaged. Can you explain this to me?
I absolutely can. We fell in with some goblins, and we actually had to go into a cave and save Slider. And as a result, we took some wounds, and I used the bandages. I went into the package to get some bandages to heal myself. We're more than willing to less the cost to you for the bandages that we used, but that's what happened.
I'm not worried about it. Everything else is here. It looks like you guys went through enough to get here. I'll have your money shortly. Feel free to continue to look around, and I'll have one of my stock boys come out and let you know when we're done. It'll be about 5 minutes.
Okay.
So while we're there, I know one item
spell stuff.
that I would like to purchase. I'm assuming it would be available here is a component pouch.
Yeah.
Okay. So if I could pay for that,
Okay.
then we're good. That's 25 gold.
You said this is an abandoned house here?
It's presumably abandoned, yes.
And it's on a hill?
Yes, it's definitely on a rise. By using the map, that's about 50 feet of elevation above
Yeah, where you're at.
where you're at. So you can safely see that house from just about anywhere in town.
Can I ask shopkeep what's...
There's a lot of people standing around. There's a couple of guys, a couple of girls, some kids. Everybody's just kind of watching you guys. Nobody's alarmed by any means. It's just somebody new. You can ask anything you want. There's going to be a couple of minutes while they're still in low end.
So I would like to ask one of the gentlemen if they've been having any trouble with goblins in the area.
Okay. I can do that. Got a long list of
In a
things.
seemingly cheerful fashion.
All right, so you walk up to a gentleman, and
You'll get it.
and you're just basically coming out and asking him. He's going to ask you, well, who are you?
Kind of
What
a
should I
sly remark. Have you been having any trouble with
go?
them?
Who isn't having problems with goblins? Who are you to ask?
Well, my name's Elregar, and I just wanted to show you my pretty little necklace of goblin ears that I've been collecting.
That's impressive.
Didn't know if there would be any sort of bounty in the area for any more goblins.
Oh, but of course. I mean, there's a lot of other people that could probably tell you a lot more throughout town. I know that the innkeeper seems to know everything that's going on in town. There's also the barmaid, and her name's Elsa. And another good source for you guys might actually be the innkeeper's wife, Trelina. She's like this big leader of the social group. So, when women get together, they all start gabbing, and next thing you know, who's taking what to make what happen, and how things are going in the bedroom, and that's the story of our life in this little mining town.
All right.
So they might be able to give you a little more information. But yeah, we have a lot of problems with goblins. There seems to be a lot more going on as of late. We used to be a really good town, and it's just it's going to crap. And there's this band of people called the Red Braids that have been showing up off and on, that have been causing a lot of havoc. So yeah, you can see we're having some problems.
Can you tell us more about the Red Braids?
Are you with him?
Sorry, I'm asking if Noah could ask more about the Red Braids.
So who are these red braid characters?
I don't
What's
feel,
braided? The beard?
I don't feel comfortable talking about them.
Fair enough.
I just, with the run-ins we've had, I really don't feel good about it. I'm sorry. I wish I could tell you more. It's just, that's where I'm at.
I'm going to go to one of the kids running around
Sure.
and ask them...
Stranger danger!
Yeah. I've got charisma. I can do my charisma check, and
I
I'm...
feel like gnomes better.
No, half-elves are...
Build like little trinket things.
So I wanted to ask about the kid who used to live up in the house.
Sorry.
Oh, right. What's your charisma?
16.
Okay. So the kid just looks at you, jaw dropped. You're big.
Okay. Yeah. I'm only, 6'1", 6'2".
You're not from around here.
No, and that's why I was just inquiring about the house up on the hill.
Oh, the spooky house.
Yeah, what's up the spooky house?
Oh, that's something from way back when. My parents and grandparents always talk about it being owned by this guy who was very rich, and he owned a mine nearby, and he was so helpful for the town, and then things just started to go downhill. Then a a long time ago, we were completely torn to shreds and everything was decimated, and now we're just trying to rebuild. And I'm like the second generation Phandeliver here, and so it's just one of those things that we've been trying to build up. But I know not to go there. I've been warned by everybody. Strange things happen and people go missing.
Okay. Well, thanks.
Sure. All right. So at this point in time, one of the shopkeepers come up, and Stockways come up and mentions that they're done, and he hands you, because he's talking to you, because they saw you talking to everybody, he hands you 5, 10, 50, was it 10 gold? 10, 20, 30, 40 gold each. So he hands you 40 gold. He hands you 40 gold to distribute. And Slider comes walking around the corner. Still looks very relaxed, very happy. He's like, okay, guys, I'm ready to go maybe check in at the inn and stuff like that. Don't forget, guys, you left all of that stuff in the cave. I'm sure it'll be needed in town somewhere. I think I saw a crest of a blue line on it, on some of the stuff that was in that cave. So maybe if we find out who owns it, maybe we can get it to them.
Interesting.
There's so much to do.
There's a lot to do. You guys want to talk about what we want to do? I mean, maybe split up.
I want to go check the spooky house.
I want to get a necklace
Pretty
made
interested
for that
in the
stone.
spooky house also.
I am too.
So
But I kinda want
I would
the
like to go with you. Yeah.
Well, let's go
But
together
I-
later.
Detect magic would be useful.
Yeah, you have
Oh, you have that?
Yeah.
I was
I'm
gonna
glad I
get it.
didn't earn that. I
I was
almost
gonna
picked it
take
too.
it too, yeah.
Dang, I've been so dumb with all
Yeah.
this.
All right, so you guys are standing outside Barthen's Provisions.
I'm gonna ask
So the
Slider
cave
if he
is-
knows.
Well,
the cave's a
before we go to the spooky house,
I was gonna ask some
I
questions
would
of Slider.
think it would behoove us to all go rest. I mean, I would assume that it would be a long rest if we were to go to the inn, ask some questions, bed down for the night.
It'd be a long rest, but it would be that long.
Well, I know,
Yeah.
but for the purpose of regaining things and
Yeah,
and that sort of
that-
You-
that's part of why Slider wants to go rest.
You
too,
don't,
right?
Slider, you don't seem like you're in too much of a hurry to go find your buddy.
I want to, but I really need to take care of stuff here. It's just part of my nature. It's who I am. And I'm very worried about him, but I have no doubt that all of us will be able to go get him in very short order. And I'm very tired, and I think I'm bleeding a little bit into my boots.
All right.
Can we let
The
him
cave is-
go rest and we can go get the stuff? Or like two of us go get
We
the
gotta
stuff?
figure out
Yeah, we
what
could.
stuff it is.
We can do
though.
whatever we
But
want.
the cave's a hike is a couple days, right?
Yeah. Well, the cave would be about a half a day each way. So about a day.
day
Go-
round trip.
we can go to the cave, camp in the cave. But we gotta figure out who.
Well, remember, Slider will pay you guys when you get to the inn. So keep
Yeah.
that in mind.
All right, we'll go to the inn.
I think we should probably do that.
Go to the inn.
All right, so as you guys walk down towards the main city center, everybody roll initiative. No, I'm messing with you. So you walk towards the main city center. You come up on Stonehill Inn, and Slider says that he will reserve rooms for you guys if you choose to. That's not your only option to sleep here in town, but it will be paid for.
Yes.
So you guys have that taken care of. He hands you each 50 gold for the escort, and he says he looks forward to seeing you shortly.
Wait, we're getting an escort?
We escort
We
him.
escorted him.
What are you guys' plans? And what are you guys thinking about doing so I know where to look for you, when to look for you?
That's a good question. I actually have two questions for Slider. First, do you know of like a jeweler in town that I could go to get a necklace made?
Is there a magic guy too?
Not that I know of.
Okay.
Not really in this town.
Antiquities.
This town's
Dealer.
been around. It's been rebuilt in the last few years. I'm sure you can find somebody.
Okay.
Maybe I can ask around when I go to the town master's hall and see if they know of anybody that might be able to help you out, and I'll get back to you on that.
Before
The second thing I was going to ask is about. Did you tell me about the red braids? Can I know about them yet?
No, he doesn't know anything about the Redbirds. I don't think.
we didn't ask Slider about it.
We didn't.
That's
You
true.
asked somebody else. I was going to ask him
Yeah,
about
yeah,
it.
yeah.
Do you know anything about the red braids?
I know that they are a force to be reckoned with, and I hope to reckon with them.
Okay.
Yes.
So,
All right.
so Michael, I have on my thing an interesting rock and frog statue.
Mhm.
I think those are two different things.
Those are two different things.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you? Is your detect magic on a single item or is it in a radius?
It's anything I want.
It's a radius.
It's a radius, right?
It is.
Yep, within 30 feet.
And as he turns around to go inside, Slider stops and takes a look. He turns back around and points over you guys' shoulder and says, "Look, a blue line."
Blue Lion?
The
He's pointing
Blue
at the
Lion
building
Gotcha.
directly to the southwest of where you guys are. Stonehill Inn is this one right here.
Yeah, so
This one right here.
Okay.
So he's pointing at this building right here. You see a placard of a blue lion hanging outside of the building.
Let's go ask them how much they would pay us to get their stuff back.
And what they're missing, if anything.
Oh yeah.
Because it was like,
With that, Slider goes inside.
good night, Slider. Can we have... Can I catch up with you later?
Good news.
detect magic.
Good noon.
So, we want to do that right now?
I just want to see if we're carrying.
Yeah,
our
before we go
first
anywhere,
item.
why not see if we're carrying around first item?
Yeah, there's no magic.
Oh, let's go and let's go talk to the. Well, what I don't want to do is I want to show this to somebody. And they're like,
This lasts 10 minutes, too. So we've.
Well, let's go in and talk to the inn. Talk about the blue. Let's talk to the lady. I'll try to talk up the lady chick. She's a social butterfly. I've got my best charisma, right?
I've
Well,
got
Sam's got good
13.
charisma,
You're a
too.
bit of a swinger.
Yeah, a little bit.
I'm not charismatic.
I got charisma.
I've got charisma and perception and.
I just
don't
want to
have
go
any
get a
skills
drink.
that go along with it.
I want to go see if I can play some cards in that tavern. If it is a
Persuasion.
tavern.
No, not persuasion. Perception might
I
help.
could always charm them.
Yeah, why don't you check see if we're carrying
It's
anything?
true.
So afterwards,
I like
they
that
know they
idea.
were trying
Oh,
to pay
you
me.
would know,
That's not good.
Noah, that there's a shrine.
I was going to ask if there was somewhere
There is a shrine.
in town.
You see, you know where you guys are standing, right?
Right here.
We're right.
Nope.
No, we're here.
That
Put the
one.
dude there.
All right, that rock pile, that's a shrine.
Okay.
So, do you want to go into the inn and kind of, do you go to the shrine, or how do you want to do this? Divide and conquer? I want to go and talk to the innkeeper's wife.
I don't really need the shrine right now. The only thing that I mean, I would like to visit it before we leave, but that's just to prepare new spells, and I sit there and meditate, and it's like a couple of minutes per spell level and that kind of thing.
Okay.
So
I want to go talk to the innkeeper's wife.
at this point, we have not taken
And I need a
any
drink.
rest
No,
since the cave.
that's the case.
I need a drink and an innkeeper's wife.
And an innkeeper's wife.
Why don't we detect? Why are we detecting magic on this thing?
Because I want to, I don't know.
We gotta do it before we rest, because then he gets the after we rest.
He can get it
gets
back.
the
Do you want to do it real quick? No?
Sure.
Interesting rock and frog statue. Noah casts detect magic.
And I've got a stone too.
So do you want to read it, or do you go?
Yeah, we gotta
Minutes.
see what's up.
Are
Well,
you
we
coming?
know you're studying that.
Yeah, so it's just with anything
Yeah,
within
cursed.
30 feet
Glows
of me,
blue.
I'm just
glows
wondering
with a
if it's-
faint aura, and any visible creature or object in the area that bears magic glows with an aura, and I learn its school of magic, if any. It can only penetrate barrier, but it's blocked by 1 foot of stone, 1 inch of common metal, a thin sheet of lead, or 3 feet of
We're
wood.
good. That's right. We're
So-
holding that
Yeah.
to him.
Well, but there might be other things.
Yeah, like the inn.
The shrine could be magical.
Yeah.
We don't know.
All right. So the strange rock and the frog both glow blue. Grimmon's pocket glows blue.
Grimmon's
Or wherever he-
pocket.
Because of
That
the.
Because
stone,
of the
that stone that
stone.
Slider gave me.
And Spider's footsteps glow blue.
That's interesting.
He's got magic boots.
So he could see in the dark,
Or
remember?
his blood.
When we were... Well, could be.
So
When
any
we saved him from the cave,
school
he could see in the
information,
dark.
just general, whatever.
They're
It's,
level
it's
2,
just
nothing that
magic.
you can tell.
Gotcha.
You can't tell good or bad.
No.
We can tell what school of magic it's from.
It's at level 2.
So the frog is magic too.
Yeah, so I'm going to go in and talk to the innkeepers. I'm going to talk to the innkeeper and get a beer.
I'm also going to
Why?
walk inside.
Do we see anything glowing blue on this?
What are you two doing?
I think I'm going to stick with the party to go to the end, see if I can strike up a
You want to go talk to
game of
these
cards.
guys?
Yeah, go to the end.
No, this is the end. You want to go talk to the lion dudes?
Yeah, isn't that the...
Well,
No, two different
I'd
areas.
rather talk to other people about the lion before going to the lion.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Let's
So
do that
let's
then.
get the heads up about him.
So I'll talk to
So
the.
while we're going to the inn.
I'll go in. I'm looking for. I asked a commoner in there. Hey, I don't know. I want to try to find the innkeeper's wife. Do I see anybody? A woman behind the
There's
counter.
a woman standing behind the counter.
Okay, I want to go talk to that woman.
You see blue steps going up to the counter and then going up the stairs.
I want to talk to her.
Okay.
Say, what do I say?
You guys must be the people that Slider was just telling me about.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
You guys want your keys?
Can I have a?
Yeah?
I have an
Yes.
ale real quick.
I don't currently serve here,
Okay.
but there's a few establishments in town that do.
That's helpful. So this isn't a tavern, this is just an inn.
It's just an inn.
Oh well, I just wanted to.
Yes, we want keys.
Yeah, keys. Do you have the keys?
Yeah, she hands you 4 keys to 4 rooms. They're all marked with numbers, not important.
Gotcha.
Okay. So, can you tell us what's going on here? We're new in town, and kind of give us an overview of what's happened.
All hell's broken loose. Apparently, a mine that had been forgotten has been found, but nobody knows exactly where. And we were all kind of hoping that Gundren would be able to do something like that. But I see Slider, but I don't see Gundren, so that's hoping not good news.
Noah.
The Red Breeds were here just the other day, and
Don't
they
get it open when
want
you-
to excise a tax on everybody to make sure that they don't come across.
Where are the red braids from?
We don't know where they came from. About the time that the mine was found, or we presume that the mine was found, they showed up. They caused some problems for the town master, and they
Where's the town master at?
you can usually find them in town master halls.
And
Which is where Slider's going after he sleeps.
Well, yeah, that is. It's the big building with the red roof to the south of here. You can't miss it.
Gotcha. What else should I ask? You can ask.
Where the taverns are. Oh,
Can I
I
try-
actually have a question for you. Do you know of a jeweler in town that I could go to have
Or
a necklace made?
Purveyor of antiquity.
Or a purveyor of antiquity?
You might be able to find somebody over at Lion Shields Coast who might be able to help you out with some of that. There's also the Miners Exchange.
What's Lion Shields Coast?
Lion Shields Coasters, they're the building kind of across from us. They're a merchant company, and they're based out of Whitar, and they do a lot of finished goods and things along those lines. They might have somebody or be able to ship it out and get it back, or direct you in the direction of somebody who maybe work nearby that can get that taken care of for you.
Okay, thank you.
And I'm gonna try to use flirt to try to see if I can get any kind of inside information.
Okay.
Like what? Was the innkeeper around?
This is
Not that you know of.
It's about to get awkward. We're all watching. Go for it.
No,
I think you should.
I'm not gonna flirt. I'm gonna charm.
Okay. You also see blue on her wedding
Magic ring.
ring. At this point.
Ring of power.
Okay.
It's a bright blue.
The thing's about to wear off.
A bright blue.
So I'm gonna just try to charm her. I'm not gonna try to entice her or seduce her. I'm just gonna charm her to try to see if I could get more, not use charm, but
In the more generic sense.
with my damn charisma to see if she can give me any additional information. To say, hey, we're new around here. Can you give us any kind of additional what's up kind of thing?
Can you help a half elf brother out?
Yeah.
I know that things seem to be going downhill. I'm glad to see some new faces. I hope you guys can fix some of these problems. And you asking about a drink, I will mention that there is an establishment called the Sleeping Giant, but I do not recommend you go there alone.
Like, what if we all go? Is that all right?
If you all go,
What
you
about
might be
that?
okay.
What about? I've heard some rumblings as I've been in town about some
Spooky house.
House up on the hill.
spookiness about the house up on that hill up there. Can you give me any insight as to what's going on up there and what happened today?
Yeah, that's what we tell a lot of the children about Trester Manor. We want to keep them away because people seem to go missing whenever they
When
go
they're up
to
there?
Yeah, we have people who go up there and they never come back. They're seen of or heard from again. Their horses come back into town, usually emaciated 4 or 5 days later.
Okay.
I definitely want to go there.
So I'd like to make a comment to her about her ring. Say something along the lines of, it's a very nice looking wedding band you have there. Do you have any idea where your husband got that for you?
I know that he had it forged in the hollows of some oak, and that it was blessed at a shrine to the north with his band, and it's what keeps us together even if we're apart. I can feel his heartbeat in this room.
So Slidar might be her husband?
And so second to that, ask where her husband is.
Last I know, he was going to go check out. I want to make sure I get this right. 1 second.
I think we should.
He was going to go out to Sister Gerald's.
Sister Gerald's?
Right, and see what's going on. There's an old farmer named Narth who helps run the shrine in the orchard, and we haven't seen or heard from him in a little bit. We just want to make sure everything's going okay.
So he's out on an errand.
Yeah.
Out of town.
No, he's in town.
Oh.
Don't give me ideas.
Must get lonely upstairs. I'm just kidding.
Or behind the desk.
Okay, so
Thank you.
Thanks.
Keller.
Mhm.
Thank
Absolutely.
you for the
I guess.
information.
Welcome. Your rooms have been paid for as long as you stay.
I guess.
Do we want to sleep or do we want to?